Hello, good morning, good afternoon, everyone. This is Roger from Mexico City, and on this occasion, I want to share with you some important information about the latest book that we have published for the teachers of UdeG. So this is a specific talk for teachers working in Prepas UdeG, and the intention of this video is to share with you all the important aspects, all the key concepts that we have implemented on the book that we have created for you guys. We are very happy to share this information with you. And as a matter of fact, I was visiting you on November 28th. We were there with my colleague Greg Sotiropoulos, and we were talking about how we created this book. We gave you a very nice academic workshop, but the authorities of UdeG asked me to have a video for those teachers who were not able to attend that session. So this is the intention of this video, to provide you with the insights and the concepts and the key aspects that we shared with those attendees on November the 28th. So I'm pretty confident that this video is going to be very helpful. I'm going to share on the description of the video all the important links that you need in order to get all your materials. And on this presentation, I'm going to tell you how we created the book, where you can find the components, and how they can enrich your everyday teaching practice. Okay? So without further ado, let us begin. So this is the name of the talk. This is actually the same presentation that I gave for the teachers that attended the session on November the 28th. It is Crafting a New Book from Scratch for Teacher Success. So the main idea, or the most important concept that I want to share with you, is that the book was created specifically for you guys. We received the documents for the new program of Bachillerato General, and based on those topics, based on those structures, based on those functions, we created the new book. So this is the most important message that I want to provide on this day. This is not a book that aligns to your program. It is basically your program transformed into a book. You see, it is exactly what you have created. It is exactly what you need. And it is completely based on all the topics that your new program suggests. So this is the most important concept, or the most important message that I want to share with you today. It is not a book that aligns to your program. It is basically the other way around. It is a program. It is your program transformed into a printed book. Okay. So that has a lot of advantages because all the topics are the same. Even the name of the units are the same. And the order of the topics, the order of the structures, the order of the vocabulary appears exactly the same way it appears on your program. So your planning, your class preparation, and in general, the implementation of the book is going to be a lot easier for you. Okay. And this is the keyword, implementation, because implementation can lead to, let's say, at the beginning, some disbelief, because you're going to be like, how should I be using this book? Is this book going to apply for every topic that I have in my program? And the answer is yes. We basically created a book completely based on your program. It is something that has never been done before. So these are the six elements that I want to emphasize. It is a tailor-made solution. We have fully customized our book, so it completely reflects what you have on your syllabus. It is a 100% adherence to your new program. And it's very interesting that we have created this book based on collaborative development. That means we have been in constant communication with Universidad de Guadalajara authorities. We have been consulting them to see if that's exactly what they wanted. They would give us feedback constantly in order to improve the book, in order to make it better, in order to make it completely customized for you guys. Okay, so there was close consultation and continuous feedback at every stage during the production of this new book. We paid a lot of attention to detail. We are very thorough when it comes to creating new materials. So we put into practice all our know-how, everything we've done. I mean, as you know, Publications has been in the market since like 20, no, 53 years ago or more than that. So all that expertise, all that know-how that we have been collecting for more than 5 decades has been poured into the creation of this book. So we have paid a lot of attention to detail so that every aspect of the book results in something interesting and exciting for you. Okay. I mean, this talk is completely aimed at teachers. Okay. This is not for students, this is for teachers. That's why I'm talking about the production. That's why I'm talking about the methodological components. That's why I'm talking about the communicative approach and how it relates to the book. Okay. We were committed to success, but this is something that I was highlighting during the presentation in Guadalajara last week because it's very important to take into account that when we create a book, yes, we understand that the final user is the student, but the mediator between the editorial and the student is the teacher, the one, the person in charge of bringing the ideas to life is the teacher. So, me as a coordinator, I was very, how can I say this? I really wanted to have a book that looked interesting for you. I really wanted to have a book that you, as teachers, would see it and you would say, I know what I'm gonna do with this lesson. I wanted you to feel excited about the book. I wanted you to feel like having the possibility of being successful by using the book. So this new book, NextGen, is completely dedicated to supporting your students and teachers' achievements. Okay, that is something really, really important. And last but not least, we have, as you know, a strong partnership. We have been collaborating with Universidad de Guadalajara for, let's say, more than 12 years. So we know how you work, you know how we work, and we have been building this relationship based on trust, cooperation, and shared goals. So that is actually what makes me the happiest because we are providing a book for a group of teachers with whom we have created a very strong relationship. I mean, UdeG and Empreser, we've been collaborating for so long, and it is a pleasure and it is an honor for me to provide you with this book. Okay. So these are the 6 elements that I want you to focus on. It is a tailor-made solution. It has complete alignment to your new program. It has been created based on collaborative development. We have paid a lot of attention to detail. We have been committed to success, both teachers and student success, and it is all based on trust, cooperation, and a strong partnership. Okay. Now, I want to talk to you about the key features of NextGen. Okay. There are some important components that we have created. There are some important, let's say, additional material that we have implemented for NextGen. And it is crucial, it is fundamental that you know that this material is already available. And it is also fundamental that you know how to access and how to get that material. Okay. The first one is the student's book and the workbook. It is both components, the student's book and the workbook, are integrated into one binding. So on the same volume, as we say in Spanish, en el mismo volumen, en el mismo tomo, you're gonna find both the student's book and the workbook. Okay, both are integrated into the same binding. Now, the second one is something which I really feel proud of because I've been insisting to my editorial department to integrate this component for so long. And I am very happy to announce that finally we have created a book that makes audio files access a lot easier. So what we have done is to integrate QR codes at the beginning of every unit. So as you know, MM publications, we always have this signature design in which at the beginning of every unit we have the triggering questions, we have the objectives clearly stated for teachers and students. But now something that we have created is the QR codes. QR codes are going to be printed on the beginning of every unit. So on the unit opener, which is that page that includes the objectives and the triggering questions, you're going to find a QR code that your students or you as teachers can scan, and that QR code will direct you to easy online access for audio files. Okay, that is something super great because, I mean, for some purposes, CDs are still valuable, but in general, we could mention that CDs are starting to become a little obsolete. And as a matter of fact, most computers nowadays don't have a CD reader anymore. So what we have done in order to make it easier for you is to create QR codes that you guys can scan, or I mean, you as teachers or your students can scan those QR codes, and that QR code will direct you to the audio files of that specific unit. You're going to find that QR code at the beginning of every unit, and it is direct access to the audio files. Okay, I'm going to show that to you in a couple of minutes so that you can see it live. But believe me, it is an amazing tool that will make your implementation a lot easier, a lot more effective, and a lot more efficient. Okay. Now, you're gonna tell me, but what I'm gonna do if those audio files are only online and I need them to be offline? Don't worry, we got you covered because we also have those audio files available offline. So we can send them to you via email and you can download them directly to your computer or to your iPad or to your mobile phone. So in the specific case of audio, which is the most important component for English teachers, is that for NextGen, you have both versions, the same audio, but you can have it online or you can have it offline. You can have it online using the QR code, or you can have it offline using the link that we can send you via email. Okay. So that's number three. Number four, we're going to offer you with interactive software for teachers. If you have been using English Trails or the English Hub before, I mean, you know that we design a very interesting offline interactive software, and of course, NextGen would be no exception. So you're going to have your offline interactive software for teachers, and actually, in the description of this video, you're going to find the link so that you can access that interactive software. I'm going to show you more on that in a couple of minutes because I want to show you the process on how to download it and how to install it and how to launch it. But don't worry, we're going to be there in just a few more minutes. But it's very important for me that you know that this software works offline. You only need internet to download it, but once it is downloaded onto your computer, it works completely offline. And of course, we have created unit tests. These unit tests are based on the contents of the book. You have one unit test per module. So you have uh, different exams that you can print and give to your students. Of course, they come with answer key, and of course, they come in Word modifiable format so that you can change whatever you want to change, so that you can edit. For example, let's say that one exercise, you don't want that to appear on the exam. You can just delete it, or you can just add extra content, because all the exams that we have created are based in Word modifiable format. Okay. And last but not least, something that we have implemented for NextGen is games. If you remember when I was telling you about the offline interactive software, on that software we have integrated games. And we have done that because we have, after a lot of research, we have noticed that most teachers, after primary school, they stop using like this gamified version of their classes. I mean, sometimes we think that games and fun activities are exclusive for children. But after a lot of research and after gathering a lot of feedback from our customers all around the world, we have learned that games can be a very positive experience for students no matter the age. And specifically for media superior or prepa, we could say in Mexican Spanish, games can be uh, a great manner to introduce English language learning in a more beneficial, in a more effective, efficient fashion for students. So that is the idea. We have created games. Those games are great. I'm going to show them to you in a couple of minutes, but they help you guys have a more dynamic class, a more memorable session for your students. And of course, all those games are specifically designed to consolidate grammar and vocabulary that you have worked before with your students. Okay. So the first thing that I want you to see is the audio that you can listen to online. So maybe you want to pause the video for a few seconds so that you can carry out the test by yourselves. So if you scan this QR code over here, that is exactly the same that will appear on your book. You will scan that code and you will be directed immediately to the audio files for NextGen Book 1. As you can see, you have the units here and you have the different audio files listed here below. I'm going to show you the actual website so that you can listen to it. Okay. So it looks like this. Once you scan the QR code, you will see a website like this. Now, very important, this QR code and this website for audio files work on both on mobile devices and on computers, which is amazing because that can make your whole presentation and your whole session a lot more dynamic, and you can access all this content in a lot more efficient way. Okay. So this is the website. You can see here, NextGen English 1. You have your vocabulary, you have your units. You can go through the different units, unit 1, unit 2. It's loading. There you go. Unit 3. As you can see, they load quite easily. Okay, I'm gonna go back to unit 4. Okay, and the only thing that you gotta do is just click on the audio file that you want to listen to. Let's go for this.
Unit 1. Welcome. 1. Vocabulary. A. Match the phrases with the pictures. Then listen and check your answers.
So imagine how cool is that? I mean, you don't need a CD reader anymore. You don't need a CD anymore. You just go to your book, you spot the QR code, you scan the QR code, and you have immediate access to all your audio files just by scanning a QR code. So, as I was telling you before, I was very happy to share this information with you because this is something that I've been insisting a lot, quite a lot for some time. I was talking to my editorial department and I was like, guys, we really need to do this. And after a lot of meetings and after a lot of research and showing them data on how students and teachers would benefit from having this resource, now finally we have it on a real book. And fortunately, it is your book, Next Generation for Universidad de Guadalajara. So, my friends, please go for the QR code, scan it, explore it, see that you have all your audio files uploaded there. And of course, as I was telling you before as well, in case you want to have the same audio files in offline format, you just have to tell us and we're going to send you the link so that you can download it via email. Okay. So now I'm going to move on to the interactive software. This, my friends, for me is the most important component that you as teachers must know because this is a game changer. Um, the the interactive software is an application. It is a program, a digital program that you can install on your PC, and once it is installed, you can use it to showcase every visual from the book. You can reproduce any audio file. You have games, you have a vocabulary list, you have the answers of the student book and the workbook. It is the main component that you may have as teachers of Universidad de Guadalajara. So make sure that you download your interactive software. We're going to provide the link for the download in the description of the video. And very important, this software is specifically designed to be used on a PC. The software is not recommended for using on a mobile device. So please make sure that you download it from a PC. And in order to make it easier for you, I have added some instructions in this presentation. Okay. So let me show you the software so that you can get familiar to it. The software has been, how can I say this? This software has been built in a technology called HTML5. That's a code language that makes it easier for everybody to access this software. It is great because when you have your NextGen interactive software, as I was telling you before, you only need internet to download it, but once it is downloaded, you don't need internet to run. And here you're gonna tell me, hey Roger, but I'm seeing that you're using Chrome for running the interactive software, and that is true. You need Chrome or any other browser. You can use Chrome, you can use Safari, you can use Firefox, you can use Opera, you can use Microsoft Edge. No matter which browser you use, you can always run the interactive software of NextGen. So since the software is built on HTML5 technology, it will use the browser to run. But even though it uses the browser, it doesn't need internet connection to be launched and to be used. Okay, that's a very important thing. Now, on the left side, you have the core content. You have the student's book and the workbook. And on the right side, you have the additional content, which is the vocabulary list and the games. Let's explore the student's book first. Let's go for Unit 1, for example. And you have here, I'm going to go to full screen with this icon so you can see it in a better way. Let me go for full screen. There you go. Now, as I was mentioning before, this is the signature style of design from MM Publications. You're going to find your discussion questions that will trigger your students to speak even before you present any grammatical aspect. As you know, we are completely aligned to the standards of the Common European Framework of Reference and the communicative approach. That's why you will always see that in our books. Then you have what students are going to find on this unit, and then you have your objectives. In this unit, you will learn to greet people and say goodbye, to introduce yourself, to exchange basic personal information, and to complete a form. Okay. Now, as you can see, when I hover my mouse over this area, it turns yellow. That means that I can zoom in. You see? There you go. With this icon, I can go back to my double spread view. And as you can see, here you have the QR code that we were using before. So as it appears here in the software, it will appear the same way on the printed copy for your students, okay? Now, as you know, with these arrows, we can move back and forth, okay? You can go to the next unit, you can go back to the previous unit. One thing that you need to know, and if you have been using English Trails for a while, if you've been using English Trails before or the English Hub, I think you will be familiar with the structure of a lesson on our books. Our structure is always very, let's say, it has a very interesting character. It has a very interesting style because you as teachers can always anticipate. We always have some vocabulary, then you contextualize that vocabulary, then you go for listening and speaking. And then, for example, here you have vocabulary, you contextualize that vocabulary, you introduce the grammar structure according to the specific communicative context that you're going to find, and then you go for pronunciation and speaking. So even though the layout constantly changes in order to keep students engaged, in reality, the structure of this book is always the same from lesson to lesson. So it has a double benefit. I mean, the layout is constantly changing so that your students are fully engaged. But for you as teachers, it's always the same structure so that you can anticipate what comes after and you can become more familiar to the book in a shorter period of time. Okay. So here you have your comic strip that will contextualize the vocabulary that you have for this lesson. And then you can just click on this icon and you will be able to reproduce the audio that corresponds to this specific comic strip.
Unit 1. Welcome. 1. Vocabulary. A. Match the phrases with the pictures.
So as you can see, you can reproduce the audio in so many ways. You can reproduce the audio directly from the QR code that I showed you before. You can reproduce the audio from the downloadable web link that we can send you via email, or you can reproduce the audio directly from the interactive software that I'm showing you right now on my screen. I want to show you something with this. We're gonna go to this. Let's go for the next lesson. Let me go back, then go here. As you can see, you can always showcase everything. For example, here we have this exercise about comprehension, okay? And if you click on the eye icon, you can show the answers to every exercise. And also, if you click here, you're gonna show the transcript, okay? That is really, really important in terms of providing effective feedback to our students. It's fundamental that you have access to the transcript because look at this. Feedback is not only correcting what is wrong, it is also praising what is correct and, more importantly, to provide evidence so that students can see what is good, what is correct, what is wrong. Okay, so you can do that by providing these transcripts, and the transcripts are included in the interactive software. The only thing that you got to do is to click on this clip icon, and you will be able to see all the transcripts in order to make it easier for students. For example, if we have a question of if some student heard something different, you can just click on the question mark and you have the part of the answer highlighted in yellow color. Fernando, my name is Fernando. I'm Mexican. I mean, after listening to this conversation, we can go for the comprehension exercise and you can always show the transcript for these activities. Okay, let's take a look to another one. For example, this one I like. Look at this.
Listen. Listen to the dialogues and put a check in the correct boxes.
1.
What day is it today?
It's Sunday.
Saturday?
No, it's Sunday. 2. What's your phone number?
It's 937-865-3746.
937-865-3647?
No, it's 937-865-3746. 3746.
So you see, you can, as we were mentioning before, you can reproduce the audio directly from the interactive software. You can check the answer, for example. We know that this one is correct. Very good. I think this one is correct here. No, it was the other one. And of course, with the key icon, you can show the answers, okay? With the clip icon, you can show the transcript, okay? And with the question mark, you can highlight the part of the transcript that includes the key information to get the right answer on every item. You see, this is really cool. This is transformative. This is a live, this is a game changer. And as you can anticipate, this will make your life a lot easier. This will make your class a lot more dynamic. And I'm sure that you as teachers will feel this sense of achievement and success, which is my original objective ever since I started to coordinate the production of this new book. Okay. So let me go back to the presentation because there's some important information I want to share with you. So remember, in order to have access to your interactive software, click on the link provided on the description of this video. For this specific material, the interactive software, please use a PC, not a mobile device, okay? Because the software is designed to work on PCs. It doesn't matter if it's a Mac, if it's a Windows-based computer, or if it's a Linux, you can always showcase your interactive software, but make sure it is a PC and not a mobile device, okay? Now, how can you access? Well, as I was telling you before, you just have to click on the link provided on the description of this video, and then when you click on that link, you're going to be directed to the download web page. Now, please, for God's sake, do not click on the blue link, okay? Do not click on the blue link. Instead, click on the download icon on the top left corner of that web page, which is this little symbol over here, okay? So once again, once you click on the link provided in the description of this video, you're going to be directed to this download web page, but please do not click on the blue link. Instead, click on the download icon on the top left corner of the web page here, okay? So you click on this icon and the download process will begin. You will have to wait like 1 or 2 minutes because download is very fast. And once you download your software, it will appear in your downloads in your downloads folder as a zip folder, a compressed folder. In Spanish, we call that carpeta comprimida, okay, or carpeta zip. It is very important that you unzip, that you decompress that folder so that you can use your software. And you're going to ask me, why do you share that in compressed folders? Well, the answer is that this software is so big that we need to compress it in order to share it via email. Okay, so in order to use the software properly, you need to download the folder and then you need to decompress or unzip that folder. That's a very easy process. The only thing that you gotta do is find the folder you just downloaded and unzip it. To unzip a folder, you need to right-click with the right button of your mouse and select the option Extract All, which is this option over here, okay? You click there and the extraction process will begin. Once that process has finished, go for the unzipped folder, okay? I mean, you can discard the compressed folder, then you go to the unzipped folder and you're going to double click on the file name main menu, okay? That's everything you gotta do. So number 1, download. Number 2, unzip. And number 3, launch with the main menu file, okay? That's everything you gotta do. So it's only 3 steps. 3 steps to get access to your interactive software. Number 1, download. Number 2, unzip. Number 3, launch with this main menu file. Okay. So teachers, this is a walkthrough. This is a crash course on how to use NextGen and how we created NextGen. So as I was telling you before, I am really, really happy to share this information with you. I am proud of the product that we came up with. I am very honored that you're still using our materials. And as we stated at the beginning of this presentation, this is a relationship built on trust and shared goals. So no matter what you need, feel free to contact me. This is my email, roger.espadas@empreser-elt.com. I'm gonna be super happy to help. Whatever you may need, access to the interactive software, how to download it. You want to get like the QR codes or PDF version of this presentation, feel free to do so. And this is the idea, and this is the message for you guys. We basically grabbed your program and we created a book completely based on your program. As I stated at the beginning of this presentation, NextGen is not a book that aligns to UdeG program. NextGen is a book completely based on UdeG's program. So what we did was to get your program, your new syllabus, and transform it into a real book. Okay. So all the materials, the contents, the sequence, the activities are based on what your syllabus proposes. Okay. That is the main idea that I want you to take away. So thank you very much for being here. The intention of this video was to provide you with the insights and the ideas and the recommendation that we shared with the teachers that were able to attend to SEMS on November the 28th. But for those who are farther away from Guadalajara, well, this is our commitment with you guys. We were completely committed to have this information available for every single teacher in Sistema de Educación Media Superior so that you guys can have access to components, materials, and the methodology behind the book. Thank you very much. Have a great day, and whatever you need, do not hesitate to contact me. Bye-bye.